The Olympic Games, a spectacle that captivates the world, have their roots in ancient Greece. Dating back to 776 BC, the Games were held in Olympia, a sanctuary site dedicated to Zeus, the king of the gods.
These early games were a far cry from the multi-sport extravaganzas we know today. They consisted of a single event, a foot race called the Stadium, and served as a religious and cultural festival for the Greeks. Held every 4 years, the Games marked a period of sacred truce throughout Greece. City-states locked in conflict would lay down their arms and send their finest athletes to compete.
This sacred truce, known as Ekacheria, underscored the unifying power of the Games even in ancient times. The victors were celebrated as heroes, their achievements immortalized in poetry and song.
The ancient Olympics were more than just athletic competitions. They were a celebration of Greek culture, showcasing the values of physical prowess, discipline, and the pursuit of excellence. The Games were also a time for religious ceremonies, artistic displays, and philosophical discussions.
Athletes competed not just for personal glory, but for the honor of their city-states, fostering a sense of unity and shared identity among the Greeks. The ancient Olympics grew in scope and popularity over time. New events were added, including wrestling, boxing, chariot racing, and the pentathlon, a grueling test of skill and endurance.
The Games attracted athletes from all corners of the Greek world, cementing their status as a pan-Hellenic festival of unparalleled importance. The Olympics became a symbol of Greek civilization, a testament to their cultural achievements and athletic prowess.
The ancient Olympics were a sight to behold. Thousands of spectators from across the Greek world flocked to Olympia to witness the Games. They came to cheer on their heroes, marvel at feats of athleticism, and partake in the festive atmosphere. The air buzzed with excitement, anticipation, and the murmur of countless conversations.
The Games were held in the scorching heat of summer. Athletes competed naked, their bodies oiled and glistening in the sun, a testament to their physical perfection. The stadium, carved into the hillside, provided a natural amphitheater for the Games. Spectators crowded the slopes, eager to catch a glimpse of the action.
Victory in Olympia was the pinnacle of achievement for a Greek athlete. The victors were showered with olive wreaths, symbols of their triumphs. They returned to their cities as heroes, their names etched in history. Poets composed odes in their honor, and sculptors immortalized their likeness in stone.
The Games were not without their share of controversy and drama. Cheating, bribery, and disputes over judging were not unheard of. Yet, despite these imperfections, the Olympics remained a powerful symbol of unity, competition, and the pursuit of excellence. The spirit of the Games transcended the individual contests, embodying the ideals of the Greek world.
The ancient Olympics thrived for centuries, a testament to their enduring appeal. However, the Games were not immune to the political and social forces that shaped the ancient world. As Greece came under the rule of the Roman Empire, the Olympics began a slow decline. The Romans, while initially respectful of the Games, gradually imposed their own values and customs.
Roman emperors often interfered in the Games, favoring certain athletes or using the event for their own political gain. This interference eroded the traditional spirit of the Olympics.
The rise of Christianity also contributed to the decline of the Games. Early Christians viewed the Olympics as a pagan festival, at odds with their own beliefs. They criticized the Games for their emphasis on physical prowess and the worship of pagan gods.
In 393 AD, after more than a millennium of continuous celebration, Emperor Theodosius I, a devout Christian, issued a decree abolishing the Olympic Games. Theodosius viewed the Games as a symbol of paganism and sought to suppress all non-Christian religious practices. With this decree, the ancient Olympics came to an end, their glory fading into the mists of time. For centuries, the Olympic Games lay dormant, a relic of a bygone era. However, the ideals of the Games, the pursuit of athletic excellence, the spirit of competition, and the desire for international understanding never truly died.
In the late 19th century, these ideals were revived thanks to the vision of a young French aristocrat, Pierre de Coubertin. Coubertin, a firm believer in the power of sport, was inspired by the ancient Olympics. He believed that reviving the Games could promote peace, understanding, and goodwill among nations.
Coubertin envisioned a world where nations would compete not on battlefields but on athletic fields. fostering a spirit of friendly rivalry rather than conflict. Coubertin's vision resonated with many.
In 1894, he organized an international congress in Paris to discuss the revival of the Olympic Games. Representatives from 12 nations attended the congress, eager to support Coubertin's ambitious plan. The congress marked the birth of the International Olympic Committee, the governing body of the modern Olympic Games.
2 years later, in 1896, in Athens, Greece. The choice of Athens as the host city was symbolic, a tribute to the birthplace of the ancient games. The 1896 Games were a modest affair compared to the global spectacles of today, but they marked a momentous occasion, the rebirth of the Olympic spirit after centuries of silence. The first few decades of the modern Olympic Games were a period of growth, experimentation and adaptation. The Games gradually expanded in scope and popularity, attracting more athletes and nations with each edition. However, the early Games also faced challenges, including financial difficulties, political tensions, and the outbreak of World War I.
The 1900 Paris Games and the 1904 St. Louis Games were both overshadowed by larger World's fairs, diminishing their impact. The 1908 London Games were better organized, but were marred by controversies over judging and the participation of athletes from Finland, then under Russian rule.
Despite these early challenges, the Olympic movement gained momentum. New sports were added to the program, including swimming, cycling, and gymnastics. Women who were excluded from the ancient games were gradually integrated into the modern Olympics, reflecting changing social norms.
The 1912 Stockholm Games were a watershed moment for the Olympics. Considered by many to be the first truly modern games, the Stockholm Games featured a standardized program of events, electronic timing devices, and the use of a public address system. The Games also saw the emergence of legendary athletes, such as American sprinter Jim Thorpe, who won gold medals in both the pentathlon and decathlon.
The outbreak of World War I in 1914 cast a long shadow over the Olympic movement. The 1916 Berlin Games were cancelled due to the war, a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. The Games resumed in 1920 in Antwerp, Belgium, but the world was a different place. The scars of war were still fresh, and the Olympic movement sought to rebuild and promote healing.
The Antwerp Games saw the introduction of the Olympic oath, recited by an athlete from the host nation, pledging fair play and sportsmanship on behalf of all competitors. The 1924 Paris Games were a celebration of peace and reconciliation. Germany, excluded from the Antwerp Games, was invited to participate, fostering a spirit of forgiveness and understanding.
The 1928 Amsterdam Games were notable for the first appearance of women's track and field events, a significant step towards gender equality in the Olympics. However, the rise of nationalism and political extremism in the 1930s cast a dark cloud over the Games.
The 1936 Berlin Games were overshadowed by the Nazi regime's propaganda efforts, exploiting the event to showcase their ideology of Aryan supremacy. Despite the efforts of some athletes, such as African-American sprinter Jesse Owens, who won 4 gold medals, the 1936 Berlin Games remain a stark reminder of the Olympics' vulnerability to political manipulation.
World War II brought the Olympic movement to a standstill once again. The 1940 Tokyo Games and the 1944 London Games were cancelled as the world descended into conflict. After the devastation of war, the Olympics offered a glimmer of hope, a symbol of resilience and the enduring human spirit.
The 1948 London Games, dubbed the Austerity Games due to post-war rationing, were a testament to the power of sport to unite and heal. Germany and Japan, the aggressors in the war, were excluded from the Games, highlighting the political complexities of the Olympic movement.
The 1952 Helsinki Games marked a return to a sense of normalcy. The Soviet Union, a rising power on the world stage, participated in the Games for the first time, setting the stage for decades of Cold War rivalry.
The Helsinki Games also saw the emergence of Emil Zatopek, a Czechoslovakian runner who achieved the remarkable feat of winning gold medals in the 5,000 meters, 10,000 meters, and marathon, a testament to his extraordinary endurance and determination.
The Olympics during the Cold War were often seen through the lens of political competition between the United States and the Soviet Union. Each nation sought to demonstrate its athletic superiority, using the Games as a proxy for ideological battles. Despite these tensions, the Olympics provided a platform for dialogue and cultural exchange, reminding the world that even amidst political divisions, there were commonalities that united humanity.